Hello YouTubers, what is Crackalacking here today, guys? This is the B-Man610 and this is just tips and tricks when building a mock. So as you guys can see, I've worked on it quite a lot since that weekly update I released earlier today. But I'm not going to be talking to you guys about the mock itself, even though I'm going to be using it. What I'm going to be doing is giving you guys tips and tricks on how to make a cool, nice looking, and effective mock. So, in case you guys are wondering, I got one light up there, I got this light right here, and I got this huge light, which actually looks really cool. Got that from IKEA. But yeah, so these are just the things I use when I'm making a mock or a base or whatever that are really helpful, really improve the quality of it, and really improve time management. Because as I'm sure you guys know, like when I was, I guess you could say competitive mock building, like I actually had like deadlines. I had to release things on certain dates. I had to release them pretty quickly. I really used these tips and they helped a lot. So first one is getting a plan in your head of what you want to build. Now, this doesn't have to be the whole thing. Like this whole area, everything besides the main base was all just kind of thought up as I was going. Like this all piece, I guess, I'm like, hey, let's see how this looks, and it looks pretty sexy if you ask me. And then, like the outpost, the bridge, everything was totally just, thought up as I was going through. But this main building, I made sure that, that was in my original plan. Like, I had to have that. Like, that was, like, the centerpiece of the mock. And then, next step is to make sure you know what size you want to build it. So, you might experiment around with this, like, I know there's sometimes doesn't going and like, oh, I need to add another base plate here, or another base plate there, or take a couple away, or something like that. But you want to get, like a good size for what you want to build. So, for this one, I knew I wanted to be a large base, very large. This is 2 full gray base plates, and then, this part takes up some more. And then, I wanted, a pretty large battlefield. It's not been, as large as, possible. I could have extended more here, could have extended more that way. I still got 8 or so green base plates left, so, I can make this bigger. But I didn't want to do overkill, because, I still wanted it to look good. Because that's one thing, guys. The bigger you make it, the harder it is. Like, I remember, when I had a third of the amount of stuff I have right now, I still have the same amount of base plates. I would, make like 24 green base plates long, like 4 gray base plates at the end, and it wouldn't be very good because I could not put in the amount of detail I can now. Like, I couldn't do this nice of an outpost. That looks pretty cool if you ask me, guys. You guys haven't even seen the inside yet. I couldn't do this cool, base, this cool trees, nothing. I couldn't do any of this. So, that is one thing, is making sure your size fits your amount of pieces and the quality you can put into it. Because the last thing you want is to have this huge thing that could be something really good, and then just, run out of pieces like a third of the way through the stuff, and you're just like, I'm just going to scatter them around and hope it looks good. Never do that, guys. Never. And then the next step is actually building the focal point of the mock. So every single mock, I don't care what you guys say, every single mock that is good has a focal point. So now you guys can see, there's many things that attract your attention. There's the outpost, there's the big mock base itself, there's, all the ships in it, there's the wall, there's the people, there's everything scattered around. Everything attracts your attention. But when you guys look at it, the first thing you guys will see is the focal point, which is the base. So that's what you guys want to build first. Whether it be in the back of the mock, like this one, whether it be in the center, the foreground, the background, wherever it happens to be, build that first and then build around that. Because that's what got me this idea, that's what got me the bridge idea, that gave me this idea. All of this was just kind of made out of the base itself. So I built the base, and then once I got that constructed, I kind of step back, I look at it, I'm like, okay, B-Man, what else can you do? So then, from there, what you do is you detail the base. So, I put in all the detail on the first floor, made a stairway up, put in detail on the second floor, put in detail on the outside, made, the windows, the railings, put in detail on the top. I didn't add in the figures yet, but I just detailed the crud out of it. And then, I added in the vehicles that I thought would look good. And usually the vehicles, you kind of want to have them planned out beforehand. As you go, there's definitely some changing, I added in that, that wasn't my original vehicle. I wasn't originally going to use this, but with the space I have and the amount of droid vehicles I'm going to add in, that's just what worked best for the mock. And, so that's what you do next. Then the next part is making the rest of the buildings. So this will not include the detailing on the battleground, because these I count as separate things. But that means, the bridge, then the, outpost, for examples for this mock, that is the next step. So making those, and then I did detail this beforehand, but that was just because if you guys didn't notice, I converted, this isn't my conversion from the Columbine mock. I pushed it back, expanded it, changed the whole innards, added some parts on, and that's how I got this. So that's why that's still there. And, it looks really good. I mean, it adds so much to the mock, just that nice part of greenery right there to take away from all the gray and white. So that is nice. And then next step is choosing your figures and adding them in. So as I went along, I added in figures first with this part, then I added them through here. And actually, I got all my clones out that I wanted to use. I mean, there's maybe 20 left out of like 320. So I basically have I'm gonna have 300 clones in here, at least 100 droids. I mean, this thing's gonna have 400 figures, probably. Oh my god, I don't even want to guesstimate how many pieces. I'm going with like 8,000 pieces. 10 sets. Crazy stuff, guys. But that's the next step, is finding the figures that'll work for what you have in the mock. So you gotta make sure you guys got like the gunners, the pilots, everything that's gonna work. You want to be in there, and then kind of keep it so that it kind of got like a good grip of it. Like in the actual base, it's basically all bomb squad troopers. So all the bomb squad troopers you see here. There's also a bunch inside. That's basically the bases. And then coming out here is the Ethos company with their leader. I couldn't put Commander Green there because it's inside. And then for here, this was the rest of the bomb squads, and also the ARC troopers. And for the battleground, it's mainly going to be clones. We're gonna have some base guards, just kind of guarding it, doing their stuff, strutting their style, whatever you want to say, guys. And then the next step from that is detailing the battleground. So actually, you guys are gonna want to do the first thing you want to do for the battleground is once you got like the clone. Usually, what I do is if it's a base, I put whatever base it is. I put their ships in and all the buildings I want for them first, and then I start the detail. So yeah, see, I still got all these figures left to put in. Don't worry, guys, it's gonna look good once I've got all this stuff in. But next thing is adding in the meat, the meat and potatoes of the battleground, and that would be this nice encampment, battlements, whatever you guys want to call it. So kind of just have an idea in your head, but just go with the flow. Like this was totally freeform. I literally just put down these three, and I just kind of lined up a bunch of bricks through. Kind of tweaked it a little, got what I thought looked good, and bam, this was born. And then next, you don't just want to have one thing in the battleground for brick-wise. You want to have other things. So the next part is building these spires. I wanted this to be more rocky, that to be more of the tree part. I don't want to have many trees in here. I'm going to put some plants, but I'm not going to do, too many. I'm going to make kind of scarce plants. So just kind of put these all around. A good thing to do is 1 to 2 per base plate and vary it up. So, have one in the middle, then, one in the corner, another one in the, then where they all meet, 2 in the corner, another one right center to the middle, mix it all up. And then, I'm only going to put one of them over here, just because it's, kind of clone side. They've kind of, they've house trained it, they've house trained the rocks. They cut them all down. They're like, you ain't growing here anymore, rocks, we're house training you. That's what they did. And then the next step is adding in the little details. So things like plants, snow pieces, water, anything like that is going to be your almost last step. I know a lot of times people want to have that in first, but don't, guys. Trust me. If you guys do this order, it'll help so much. Because if you guys try to put in the piece bowl and then put in the little things, it's not going to look good. Because think about it. In real life, in the real world, the trees and the plants came before the humans. Just think about that. So that's why you want to do that first. And then, you're going to add in, After that, you can add in the plant pieces. See if you want to be like super heavily concentrated, just little beats here and there, like I want to do here. And then the final step is adding in the people. So now, actually, guys, what I do is this is kind of like a side step. Is after you add in the plants, just quickly add in before you add in the plants, guys. Before you add in the plants, just quickly add in the rest of the sets. So I'm gonna want a tank here, another tank there, like a Corporate Alliance tank droid over here, a Hailfire droid, or something, things like that. Quickly add those in, and then build the plants around it, because there's no point in building the plants and removing it. And then the last step you guys should do is put in the figures. And once you put in the figures, just kind of take a step back in your mock, walk around, play around with it a little, like pretend you got in a battle, whatever. See if it flows well for you. And then if it doesn't flow well, see what doesn't flow and fix it. If it flows well, bam, thumbs up, get a good night's sleep, make the video, publish it. So I hope you guys like this tip and tricks video. I know it's kind of lengthy, but I think it's really helpful tips and tricks. These are help me do my mocks efficiently, neatly, and professionally. That will give you this final product. So remember, just don't get over your head. Follow these steps, and you guys will make amazing mocks. So peace out, guys. Hope you have a great day, and please thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Peace.